What's cracking, y'all? It is April 26th, week after 420. Yeah, man, I'm in that business. It's the weekly tap in, tapping in. It was really good. Today, we are getting right to it, right to it, right to it, homie. We don't start businesses, dog. We start brands. And let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. Wait, hold up. Before we get to that, man, let's share. We got to do two things. Share this with your folks, man, so they don't miss it. And then put the city that you rap in the chat. And I'm gonna go ahead and share with my people. Hold up. Because it's important for us to do this. Let's see. Hold up. Go ahead and share this. Yeah, let me do that. Tap in. It's that simple. Bam. Sharing. All right. So yeah, man. We don't start businesses, dog. We build brands. Let me tell you why. There's too many businesses out there, homie. There's too many people doing what you trying to do. It's way too many. Right? But the thing that rises to the top, the cream that comes up to the top, is the brands, right? Which is why we always start with brands, right? We don't start with the business. The business is usually the after. We come up with an idea and say, okay, well, we're gonna do that. Let's build a brand first, right? Because brands are easy to identify with, oh man, the fish shop on the corner. The hell is the fish shop on the corner? Now, if they would have created a brand, you would call them Long John Silver. You would call them Fishbone, right? But the guy on the corner ain't smart enough to build a brand. All he's doing is selling fish. This is the difference a lot of times between people that do business and people that build brands. Why do brands become successful? Right? Why do brands become successful and all these businesses that are supposed to be good, nobody ever hears about? Because you can't tell people about something that's not branded. How can you tell them about it, dog? What does it look like? What colors are associated? Right? When you talk about brands, we had our first pop up. What's up, homeboy? Salute, dog. Yes, indeed, man. I got a Black Wall Street picture. I got to hang in my garage, man. I still ain't hung it yet, but I got one with the original families. Yeah, shout out to Tulsa, homie. There's love in Oklahoma, for sure, for sure. But yeah, we start off with building brands, which means we have distinctive colors. We have the whole nine, and a lot of people don't think like that, right? They thinking, oh man, let me just come up with a name and a title. No. You got to put more time into it than that. You got to make it seem, what's the point of, why am I doing business with you versus these 100 other companies, right? Why is H&R Block H&R Block? Because they came up with to say we're gonna rock green. Why? Because that's the money color, right? So if you're in the financial business, you need to be wearing green. Your color, your logos need to be green. You in the food business, it needs to be red, excitement, which is why our colors are red, white, and black. I mean, red, white, yellow, and black. We use black as kind of our base. But these are the reasons, and these are proven colors, right? We use the same method that we use for that the NFL used. We took them same colors because those colors have already been proven. So we pick taglines, right? So we got two taglines now. Two, love in every piece, and your grandma's favorite chicken. We rocking with those, right? A lot of people don't think like that. What's your tagline? Oh man, we just gonna set. You got to do all that. How do you build a brand? One step at a time. But you got to be thinking brand first. You can't be thinking business. There's too many people out there. There's too much competition out there. Why are at gas stations? Why you can go to mom and pop or you can go to AM/PM. AM/PM gives you a little bit more. They got fresh food inside. So you got to differentiate yourself some kind of way, homies. You can't be just doing this regular stuff. And most of this stuff, you probably like, oh man, we ain't gonna. You got to use this kind of stuff. This is the kind of stuff that makes things different, right? In business. And I'm talking specific business now, right? We just did our pop-up and everybody kept talking about how professional it looks. And I'll share it with you guys so you guys can see how we got down this weekend. Let me see. Let me pull up a little something so you guys can see what we was working with. Yeah, there we go. Let's see. I'll share this. And the reason why I'm showing this to you guys is so that you can see how it goes from idea to actuality, right? To actual a real live thing, right? Let me see. It's my story. Pause it real quick. So this is me. This is in the back. You can see our chicken pop up. Right. So I'm gonna go ahead and play that so you guys can see that. So we got the sign done. Fryers back there. We invested in a fryer. We said this is on our, we just printed these out. And I'm saying all that to say, let me get out of here. I'm saying all that to say, to show you guys, man, how you could take an idea and make a brand out of it and not just build a business, just 100% just, oh, I'm gonna just build this. But you got to build a brand first. You could see we came the professional, and that's where the investment comes in. We invest in all this other stuff. We got to start investing in our brands. We got to be willing to spend the money, man. We spend a band or a rack or whatever. We got to be willing to spend the money on things like that, a promotional thing, right? Let me get my easy up now. It costs, $400 or $500. Let me start putting that up. Let me start saving. Let me start doing X, Y, Z. Instead, we want the shortcuts, right? We want to do the shortcuts. We don't feel like listening to stuff like this. We want to make sure, oh, we want a quick, fast. Let me spend $1,000 to get a shortcut. And that's somebody else's business model. This stuff is going to take a lot of grinding, a lot of hard work, a lot of trying. One of the differences with me is I try to execute. Whenever I get an idea, whenever something comes and pops in my head, execution is the key, right? What's the first step that I can take before to make this dream a reality? I can go buy the domain name, which is $11, $12. That's the first step that I can make immediately. You know what I'm saying? Second step, what else can I do? Right? Can I pick my colors? What colors am I going to rock with? Right? These are things that you ask immediately. How am I going to build my brand? And most of the time, cats don't really adopt this thing. They just build a brand and just say, oh, I'm gonna pick the colors I like. Does it resonate? You pick Dallas Cowboy colors, that resonates. They spent a lot of money on that brand. You pick Miami Dolphins, that color resonates. Why? They spent a lot of money on that. You pick Laker colors, they spent a lot of money on that. These are things that already resonate, right? Taglines, jingles. Shit, you got somebody that can sing in your family? Get a jingle, dog. Get a jingle. You want to get a jingle and run radio ads. You want to talk about something that makes something pop? I give lessons on that stuff all day. I worked in radio for I don't know how many years, at least 10. So I'm telling cats how to build brands. The best game I can give you guys is a game that probably doesn't make a damn bit of sense. Most cats is just like, oh man, this stuff is heavy. It's over. Nah, bruh. This is what you need. Sometimes it's hard to comprehend this stuff. Like, I just want to, you build a brand. Brands are easier to follow. I love this. I don't love the fish shop on the corner. Yeah, that's the one I love. What's the name of it? Shit, I don't know. It's the fish shop on the corner. That's not branding. You know what I'm saying? All the companies that I have are all brands. All have colors. We rock those colors. We all got polos for each one. I mean, it doesn't take. I get the polos. That's what is that, like a $20-something investment to look professional and wear some black slacks, homie. What's up, AD? I see you. That's what you do. That's the professional part. You make it professional. Shout out to the homie AD. If I'm driving trucks, I'm going to get a polo with my company on it. So whenever I go into Pilot, whenever I'm going to any one of these spots, man, my company's gonna be. You don't know how many, man, who you work for. Yeah, right here. That's the best branding that you can be. Is you are a walking billboard. If you're not wearing your brand every day as much as you can, or another brand you love, like I'm wearing Earl's from Crenshaw. This is the hot dog man on Crenshaw. Black on. You know what I'm saying? but he has it available. Go buy a shirt, get your stuff embroidered, get a t-shirt. That's the first step in branding is show the world that you're a billboard. Walk around. Cats will tap in, I promise you. My mom we got chicken shirts. I showed you guys the chicken shirts. Got chicken, got the whole thing on the back. Best thing, when we was all cooking chicken this weekend, we looked 100% in sync and in professional. And that's the name of the game. You got to constantly do that. You got to constantly put your stuff on everything you can, wear it as much as you can. Right? Get rich or die trying. We doing everything for the business, period. That's it. The business, right? But they got to start by differentiating. You got to tell people how you're different. And it starts with the colors, logos, everything, taglines, or branding all the time. And that's what makes us different individuals. But nobody wants to start with the basics because a lot of times it seems too complicated. But come up with some ideas. Learn how to come up with the tagline. Google it. Right now, Google is the best advantage we have. We can just Google stuff. You know what I'm saying? Just Google it. How do I build it? What's my tagline? How do I differentiate? You know what I'm saying? Love in every piece and your grandma's favorite chicken. We don't care what your little cousin thinks. What's your grandma who been eating chicken for 60 years? She likes this chicken. It got you thinking, like, my grandma cooked chicken though. Yeah, like they say your DJ's favorite DJ. Yeah, we got your grandma's favorite chicken, and she can burn. So these are taglines that you start to think about. And you're like, okay, you know what I'm saying? With hair livery, with our hair company, keeping your beauty secrets a secret. You know what I'm saying? Keeping your beauty secrets a secret. So we ain't gonna tell nobody that you don't have any hair. We're not gonna tell anybody that, you know what I'm saying? We're not, that's between us. And that's these are things that we need to be doing, right? With our brands, right? Instead of just saying how we're the best. Best, that's subjective. But you can certainly do a tagline and focus on what you're really good at. They also call it a USP, which is a unique selling proposition, a unique selling proposal. You got to show how you're different. And one of the ways to do that is by building a brand. I can't be brand loyal to somebody who's just there. You know what I'm saying? You got to give me more to fall in love with. You got to tell me more as a brand. You know what I'm saying? What else do? You do any charitable work? Right? These are things that we, as businesses, as small business owners, that we need to be looking at. You feel me? So yeah, I got my teacher hat on today, homies. One of those things that I do from time to time. Sometimes I'm going to inspire you, but sometimes it's going to be lesson 101. Today's branding 101. Why we build brands, right? We don't build businesses, right? Businesses are a waste of time. You build a brand. These are things that carry on. These are things that contribute to your legacy. These are things that you can sell. You can't just sell a fish shop. You can sell a chain of them, no? Right? Where you think royalty fees come in? Franchise fees. When you build a brand, you can build another one. And you can sell that other one or not sell it and have them kicking in every month. These are franchise, same thing. And all you doing is building systems and writing them down, right? And then creating colors, or having color schemes, the way your menu set up, right? These are all just small little things. I keep telling you guys that. I told you guys about Pizza Hut. 2 white dudes from Wichita, Kansas started it up that had no pizza experience. So don't tell me what you need to know. You don't need to know much. Right? But they knew enough to build a brand, right? Okay, we got these pizzas that don't look like normal pizzas. We're going to brand it as ours. These are Pizza Hut pizzas. So if you want Italian stuff and all that shit, you go down to, Neapolitans, whatever. But we doing Pizza Hut over here. We don't care if it's ass backwards. That's just how they rocked. Then you got to be the same way. You got to believe enough in your brand where you keep going. Mr. Fries Man. Coming to a town near you, and he's mastered the art of French fries. You look at his Instagram, it's crazy because he's sitting up there just mastering. He created a design. My relative told me the person who does his design the inside of his store. And that's all they got to do is sell that concept over and over. How much did this cost? Okay. How much French fry? Okay. Here's our recipes. Here's our system. We'll lease our system to you. And that's all a brand is a combination of systems, colors, sayings, protocol. That's it. Right. So instead of building a brand, instead of building a business, we build a brand, which is how we sell our systems, right? If we were selling rocks, we would have built the brand like, okay, here's our we're extras Inc. Anybody who's looking for extras, you got to come our way. You know what I'm saying? We'll sell you, we'll get you extras. We won't show you the recipe until you've contributed XYZ, right? But that's how you build a brand. When we was hustling, our brand was smell good. We had the most expensive cologne. So when we left, the house smelled wonderful. No matter whose house we came in, like, damn, this nigga just love it. Smell expensive in here. And that's how you do brands. We did it with cars, right? We already have this experience. And whenever I talk this stuff, I'm not tapping into something that I don't think you already have. You already have this experience. We differentiate ourselves with cars. Okay, he came with this. I'm about to come with this. Right? And that's how you got to think about your business. They came like this. I'm about to come like this. And don't be afraid to compete with the big dogs. This is one of the things that we do. We dummy down our businesses because we think we're too small to pull off these same big boy strategies. Like, we can't do what Amazon can do. We can't automate our processes. We can't do XYZ. Yes, we can. Why can't we? Right now, internet, come on. Ain't too many excuses left. You feel what I'm saying? So now it's time to really exercise what we've been handed. These are gifts from God, no matter what the experience is in the past. It doesn't matter what you've been through. It was a gift from God. Trust me. As crazy as it sounds, as horrific as it was, if it was like that, they're still gifts from God, right? To show that you can withstand certain things and you can still keep going, right? We had a hell of a year, setback after setback, but we kept going. You got to keep going. That's the key right there. You listen to one of Nipsey Hussle's greatest days. He was like, man, I didn't know no magic recipe. I ain't gonna sit up here and act like I had everything all mapped out, laid out. He said the only difference between me and them is I just didn't quit. That was it. That's it. And that is the key right there too, is not quitting. Believing enough in your brand. Build that stuff first, right? Rock it until the wheels fall off. But wear your brand and believe in yourself. Eventually, people will too. That's the key. Everything is buy-in, right? How much you even bought into it. Man, I said to figure out, as long as we possess the tools we can build in. These are facts. And the tools are even more available to us, man. God's balancing this stuff out. True enough, people may have the capital and the power right now. But that shit is starting to get tilted, homie. Right? Smaller, younger cats, more grassroots type things are happening right now. Internet is making millionaires and nobody can control it. So why aren't you playing ball too? That's the question, right? We got to play ball. We got to get into these games. We got to be willing to take these risks. We're willing to take the risk on the game, right? We're willing to take 10 years. We willing to lose 10 bands on a business, right? On a credit card. Get a credit card. Okay, I'm about to buy XYZ. If I lose, I lose, dog. But if I win, homie, you know what I'm saying? If I win, I'm trying to tell you, if I win, I'm bubbling. It's on from here. And that's what I did. We've got some fryers, shit, gamble, got a recipe, got an easy up. Let the dice game begin. You feel me? And that's how the attitude and the mentality we need to have. Because if I hit on this, I'm on some Colonel Sanders shit. You feel me? So, and if I miss, I'm out of 2 fryers that I could probably get off on offer up. You dig? So it ain't too difficult. It's all about you having that intuition to be willing to do it, right? To be willing to take the first step, to be willing to execute, to be willing to do the research. I stayed up all night researching fryers for weeks. Which one to get? Which one can work with this? Which one can do this? Which one can do this? So I'm constantly, it ain't no secret. I've been on YouTube researching how to clean them, researching how to light them, with grease. Internet, I ain't gotta ask nobody now. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to. I can go do it. Get all the stuff on Amazon, propane tanks, man. I'm rocking and rolling. We out there burning. You feel me? So it takes removing the obstacles that you put in front, right? Removing those obstacles, getting them out the way. And then you start taking steps towards your destiny. And you don't know what your destiny is. But that's why you got to sample and play. Sample and play. Let me try some stuff. Right? We willing to go from job to job, man. Let's try business to business. Let's try it. Let me put it together. And the reason why it becomes difficult because we usually start with business first. And that seems intimidating. When we start with brand first, what kind of brand do we want? What do we want our logo to look like? What colors do we want our people to be wearing? And you got to see it beyond what it is right now. You can't, we got all polo shirts. My little son had one on with his gloves handling side orders yesterday and sodas. That's all coming from vision. And I see him running 2 or 3 of them. The Long Beach location, the Redondo Beach, the Inglewood one, the Compton one. And I ain't even got a storefront. But that's how far ahead I am. This is how I think. Once it's in here, it's done already. Right? Once it's in that mind, it's done already. I already foresee it. I see the layout. I see how everything's going to sit in there. I know what kind of ambiance we're going to have. I know what kind of music's going to be playing in the background. I know all that already. You know what I'm saying? I know what kind of sides I want. I know my mom already making honey butter, homemade honey butter. Shit is fire. So I already see our brand. I already see everything. It's not one of those things where I think I'm a prophet. I just believe in it enough that I wear it wherever and wear it proud. And you got to have that same belief in your brand and build it. Even if it's not a physical, it could be you as a brand. What brand do you represent? Right? What is it? Does it quality? Is it speed? Is it what does your brand represent? This is where you start to figure out, okay, how do I build a brand? Well, then what do I want it to represent? I want to represent these things because these are the things that I enjoy in business. Customer service. Customer service is an A1 with all my business. A1, because I think that that's one of the most important things in business and one of the most important things that we can control is our customer service. So as a brand, first thing people do is go and try to research you. So our Yelp profile comes up and we got 96 and we got 4.5 stars. So and it talks about our customer service over and over. And you see it 80 to 90 times. You start to realize that these things these are real. Hello. We figured that part out. So we understand that customer service is our brand. What's yours, right? You can be as big as you want nowadays on the internet. Doesn't matter. They don't know if you got one truck. They don't know you got one vehicle. Shit, as far as you know, you got a fleet. We're busy. We're sold out. All we have is one available. You dig? That's whatever. You know what I'm saying? The internet has allowed us to do that now, homie. So let's build it. Man, let's go. We sold 60 places this week, dog. And that was just because we wasn't there that long. So I know concept, man, that's proved it. We getting video, all that. Check us out on Instagram at Cheryl's Famous Fried Chicken. You'll see some of it. Look at the stories, right? You'll see how we got down yesterday. You know what I'm saying? But that was all vision. It's all vision, man. We started off. Want me to tell you how it started? We had some nasty ass chicken. I said my mom can make better chicken than this, and I can build a chicken brand. That was it. That was it, homie. That's all it took. Cool. This cat selling chicken, and I know I can build a better brand than this cat. These are facts. So once I had that, you build a few brands, and I built some stinky brands. My Social Nerds Media was trash. I admit that. You know what I'm saying? You build some stinky ones, but then you start to develop what you know how to do. You start to build, and you build a successful one. That's why you hear about restaurants, cats, they just go around building restaurants. Mexican, Italian, seafood. It doesn't matter. They just playing. They know the game. That's why it's so important for you to get started now. Like there's no better time to get started than right now. I don't care what it is. Buy the domain. Commit to the universe and watch it work for you. I promise you, players, it will do the dance you want it to. You got to start playing that music though, homie. And the universe will start dancing back, and then you got to start tangoing. And then it becomes rhythmic. You know what I'm saying? And you get that confidence, and you wonder how people bubble into go from 100,000, 5,000 to a millionaire, because they start to get in the flow and sync with the universe, and they start to realize that they start to ask for more. And if I ask for more, I get more. You know what I'm saying? Not from a greedy standpoint. You want to give too. This is reciprocal, right? The universe and the world is a circle. It's not square. You can't hide behind shit. I've told cats that all the time, homie. Keeps coming around. So you got to constantly be putting out good too, right? You got to figure out what your contribution to this world is. And it can't be just taken, right? You got to give too, right? Which is why I give this type of advice. I ain't saying it's the only thing I do, right? But I try to do this in a sense that everything I learn, I'm telling you guys, what y'all want to know. Retail, social media, let's get it. I teach it for a living. They pay me. You guys don't have to. Y'all the homies. So this is my contribution. I'm giving back. Yeah, I give back every Monday. I try to. You know what I'm saying? And try to deliver more and more. AD hit me up last time, look for a book. Right now I'm reading Peaks and Valleys. It's by the same dude who wrote Who Moved My Cheese. So that's what I'm reading, man. I ain't finished with it though. It's a small like parable type book. So that's what I'm into right now. Short stories about big things in life, about understanding peaks and valleys, right? And it talked, one of the things that it did talk about was when you're in the valley, you don't understand what you're in, right? You don't understand what you're in until you hit the peak. So you can look down and you kind of see, damn, I was in all that. While you're going through it, you don't realize what you're in. So that's how much I got so far. So I'll let you guys know how that progresses. You know what I'm saying? But I wanted to get back with you, and I felt bad last time, homie. So I did want to tap in. But yeah, so back to the branding, back to the developing yourself and your brand. Do that first. But more importantly, go start something. I have a relative who is in the trigger, I can't pull the trigger type thing, and created more obstacles than was even necessary. And my thing is, now I'm on some ask for forgiveness. I'm not asking for permission. You ask for permission, you start to ask people, you ask for permission from the universe, you ask for permission from others. It's always going to be something different than what you expected, right? So don't ask, go get it, go start it, go build it, right? It's waiting on you. The universe is waiting on you to tap into who you are, because it's greatness, homie. Real talk, man, it is greatness. So tap into it. I promise you it will give dividends. But make it a brand. Don't build a business, man. It's too crowded for businesses. Way too crowded, right? There's 1,000 businesses, millions, and dare to be different, right? Domino's over how many other pizza spots are in the area? Pizza Hut versus how many other pizza spots in the area? What do we remember? We remember brands, right? We remember good food. Oh yeah, the spot on the corner, but you don't remember where it is. You may not be able to find it in your town. This is where the franchise opportunity comes in. Check Mr. Fries out. Check Mr. Fries out. This one's short tonight, fellas and ladies. Got something I have to attend to, so I will be back with you guys next Monday. This is a short weekly tap in, so I apologize about that. But small bites usually potential a lot of power. So make sure you guys check out Peaks and Valleys is our book recommendation, and make sure you guys build a brand. Don't start something just because you want to build it. Build a brand that represents something. That represents something that you want. Right? Tagline. Learn how to develop your tagline. Our tagline is your grandma's favorite chicken and love in every piece. These are things that resonate with good savory food. So you guys want any more? Talk to me in the chat, man. I will tap in with you guys next week. God bless.